Hi guys. Yeah, I'm back. I'm procrastinating again. Um Neo Noir is already in here, and so I'll just start this. I always try to start my streams like immediately because for people on replay, you don't want like the awkwardness. But technically, I don't actually have finals. So I have maybe been a little clickbaity. I have one presentation tomorrow and I have one project that is due on Sunday evening. But that's what I've been working on. It's a first act of a script that I have submitted. So I don't actually need to study. So basically, I'm just being a bad influence on other people who want to procrastinate. But I have been trying out this method today, and honestly, it's worked. I don't know if you could do it all the time for everything, but it's called it starts with a P, and it's some type of work method where you work for 25 minutes and then you have 5 minutes off. So it's like 30-minute cycles or whatever. And I've heard it's good just because it's like once you can get yourself working for 25 minutes, you may be able to continue working easier, but then that like short break is obviously like reinforced in there too. So there's kind of all of those those elements going. But yeah, so and then, I'm always late to my other stream, so why not start one early and just I know I'm probably only going to be on here for I always say I'm going to be on for a short amount of time, and it usually ends up being closer to an hour. I really think this will be under an hour. So I promise to anyone who I'm being a bad influence on, like, you can study with this in the background. Like, sometimes I like background noise, or maybe take your 5 minute break, clean up, get a little bit to eat, and then, or something like that. And we can just chill. I did not watch Taboo. I did begin Daredevil. I'm halfway through episode 2 now. The episodes are long. I know that sounds silly, but they're like an hour long. I really love Matt Murdock so far. Cam Silas and I have been going back and forth about about just all kinds of like memes of him, of edits of him. Whew, the man really like knows what's up. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But yes, other people are procrastinating. Good. I don't feel alone. Like, it's just hard to keep yourself going on a singular project when even when you know, like, how do I want to explain this? See, I'm just chaotic brained. Like, when you have a project and you know once you finish it you're done, but you know you're not going to finish it in this sitting, that like then to keep going and keep going, it's like once you get towards the end you can push through and you can be like, okay, if I just spend 30 more minutes on this, like, I'm done. But I'm at the point where I'm like trying to it's a script, and so for me when I write stuff I like to get it on the page and out of my brain, and then I can think of ways to fix it, whereas if I don't put it on the page, so that's what I spent most of today doing. I still need to do a little bit more of that tonight, but I have all of tonight and all of tomorrow and stuff. So I'm glad other people are in the same boat. But yeah, welcome guys to the stream. Sorry, I started that very quickly and kind of abruptly, but yeah, no, I just Thursday nights are the best for these kind of streams because I usually end up having a little bit of free time, and like a lot of my friend normally I would go like see some friends during this period of time when I'm like, okay, I just don't want to work on projects, but everyone's like busy actually studying for things. I just have this one project. I know I shouldn't be complaining about it. I shouldn't be procrastinating it, but yet I am. I am. Apologies to my partner Shelby if she sees this, because I am indeed procrastinating our project, girl. So please don't call me out for it. Um, hey Alex, welcome to the stream. Neo Noir recommends Violet Evergarden as an anime. I am not the biggest anime fan. I just think there's not been one that I've really like ever gotten into. And right now the list of shows I have on my docket. So I have Daredevil, and then Jessica Jones has been highly recommended to me. I know that might not be as immediately tied in to Marvel or be kind of in conversation right now, but I've heard great things about that show, and I feel like She-Hulk might be sort of reminiscent of that. So that one's been on my list for a long time. Then I have Lost, which I started a long time ago and really want to get back into because Drew Gooden did a video about Lost and how it's like one of the greatest shows ever that no one talks about anymore. I also have been in a very like this is maybe the wrong term. I've been in a toxic relationship with Once Upon a Time, the TV show that aired on ABC back in the day, for actually like probably half of a decade. And so I really want to just finish that show. So needless to say, come the end of finals, I will just be watching TV and watching all the things. Um and yeah. So I have a lot of things to see, so I don't know. I will maybe check it out if I can. And then we have a Christmas celebrity, the Grinch, in the chat. Grinch, how you doing? How you feeling? It's your time of year. What's y'all's favorite Grinch movie? Because mine, unpopular opinion, is the Jim Carrey one. Unpopular opinion, but that is my favorite Grinch movie. Um, Grinch. I've always known we had something in common, and here it is. Yeah, did not like Eternals. Hawkeye is great. I really loved Wednesday's episode. I won't like spoil anything for anyone, but it has been out for a day or so now. But I won't directly spoil it. But yeah, that was a really good episode. I really liked it. Um, hey Jester, welcome. Oh, 1 or 2 nights before a final. That is bold. I feel like back in high school, I would study for like midterms and finals so much better. I would do it for like a week ahead. I would evenly spaced out to where each thing got its own few days to study. I would do practice problems for things. Now, and I've been really lucky that in college, my degree or my major really does a lot more projects than they do like finals. So excuse me. So like this thing I'm procrastinating now is a project and it's due I think like the last day of finals or beginning of next week or something like that. And it's like I just know once I get that done, I'm done, which is maybe better than a test because, if you're studying, you want to properly study for everything. You want to do well on the test and you have the anxiety of taking the test, but with a lot of these projects, some of them I've been done with for a while and this one I've just kind of left to the end to give it the most due because it's the class I'm the most worried about as far as grades. But not that I'm gonna do poorly in the class. I want this project to have enough time for me to do well in it. But yes, I know. Okay, so I wonder if you guys relate to this since we're all joking about procrastinating finals. Um, how do you guys feel when it comes to finals and like being so busy? Because this year, like I feel very ready for the Christmas season, but everything has been there's been a lot going on lately, which I'm very blessed and happy that a lot of it's been going on, but it's it's not necessarily stressful. It's just there's been a lot of things going on to where I feel like I'm almost like I outwardly see like all of my to-do lists and I'm like, okay, gotta get that done. Okay, check this off, blah blah blah. And then I'm not even really enjoying like the Christmas season. Like it's already almost the 10th of December, which means it's almost my birthday, which I maybe shouldn't be live streaming today because I'll be live streaming again in 2 days, but that's a topic for later. But yeah, I love Christmas time. It's my favorite time of year. Yet I feel like outside of kind of driving around my town when I need like a break from studying or something to see lights and getting peppermint mochas at Starbucks, like I feel like it doesn't feel like Christmas yet. And it's only really just now getting cold where I live. And so it's sort of like, okay, well, this is strange. Like, I don't know. I feel like once this project is checked off, I'll be in the spirit fully. I don't know why. I want to feel jolly, but a lot is going on to where it's like distracting almost. Um Movies and trains. I hope your stream went great. That sounds awesome. Um Sounds like it was a lot of fun. I wanted to ask you guys actually, would you guys if I did gaming on these live streams, would you care to watch? Because I know we've done like Among Us, I know we've done tier rankings or like once we've done each of those things. But I've been getting back into Marvel's The Avengers, the game I got it for my Xbox. It's a console game, and I thought that might be fun to stream because there's like a good story involved with that, and obviously it's Marvel, but obviously then this chat wouldn't or the stream wouldn't be as chatty. But so you guys let me know if you would be potentially interested in that. Cybotico has a final film project on Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse due tomorrow morning. Ooh, is it a paper? Is it a presentation, Cybotico? Best of luck with that. I'm sure it's going to be great. For anyone trying to work on presentations, highly recommend Canva. It's a free website. It's not even like a downloadable software. You just like go to the website, you can create an account to store all your stuff, and you basically just like I use the templates and will just change the color scheme or any fonts I don't like to fit the project I'm doing. I've still yet to do my Seinfeld presentation I was talking to you guys about last week, but that is submitted. So best of luck with that final film project. I'm sure it's going to go great, Cybotico. Christopher, yes, I have seen Whiplash. I really, really liked it. I was even making a joke with Christian the other night on stream about he did this when we were testing the mics, and I was like, not quite my tempo, and he's never seen it, so he didn't get the reference. But and I've not seen Black Swan. That is on my list, so I would have to pick Whiplash. Yes, the score of Lost, that's part of what Drew was talking about, was how good the music is and how specific themes for each characters really build on the drama of different scenes. And I just feel like I totally agreed with his point. I highly recommend the video. To anyone interested, Drew Gooden, he used to be a Viner. Now he does YouTube. He does a lot more video essay type comedy, or video essays with a little bit of like commentary comedy, but he is in the same ish vein as like Cody Ko, Noel Miller, but he's much more similar to like Danny Gonzalez. In fact, they go on tour together and joke about how like people confuse them to be the same person. But yes, he talked about the score, and I'm really excited to dive deeper into Lost because of that video. I know, 5 years. I know, that's crazy. I was talking to somebody today about this, and somebody said they didn't like the movie, which is I've actually heard it's a common thing that people, like, didn't really love La La Land. And I've been trying to think to myself, like, why is it so that I, like, love it so much? And I think it's all the filmmaking techniques and the script and that sort of thing, and obviously Ryan and Emma's dynamic, but I think, like, the story itself just about the struggle between going after your dreams or having like balancing life and figuring out what is more important to you, or the tragedies of going after your dreams and what ambition can lead you to. Oh, it's just beautiful to me and I love it. And other people could not like it because I like it so much that it doesn't matter. Like literally no one else in the world could like it, and it wouldn't matter because I like it so much. I have not seen Super Dark Times. Mind bending. I watched Encounter, which is on Amazon Prime. I was supposed to do a review for it a while ago, so I need to really probably be filming that instead of doing this. But that one was a little mind bendy. Low mind bendy, to be honest. Let's see. 1966. Okay, well, you heard it here first, guys. It's from The Grinch. So I think he would know which of his movies was the best, and he picks the 1966 animated one. So, you know, episode 4 is also my favorite movies in Train Studios, and yes, I have heard this rumor that he is in talks to play MODOK. I always don't know what to think of rumors and things like that when they say like, oh, so and so is rumored or in talks to be, because sometimes it will go nowhere and you're like, why was that even an article? And then other times it'll be like, oh yeah, Olivia Colman and the girl that played Daenerys Targaryen, I can't remember, Amelia Clark. Oh, yep, they're in the show. Like it went from being talks to a week later, it was like they're in it. So I don't know how that stuff gets leaked or if it's like intentionally leaked. I have no idea. I would love to know though. Moves and Trains is also procrastinating. I finished a study guide for US history class today, and then I'm cramming. Well, best of luck with both of those. Yeah, study tips unsolicited for anyone. I'm a Quizlet queen. I live by Quizlet. Again, I said Canva for presentations. I think studying, if you can find the way you study best, for me, it's usually rewriting the notes and like almost re-explaining what questions might be to myself. I also really love a good sticky note. Take those, and I will just sort of go like chapter by chapter and put all the things I need to know. That's usually what's most helpful to me, is making my own study guide. So props to you, Movies and Trains, for doing that. Alex, I feel like this is a pretty easy one. I definitely prefer Hawkeye to Iron Man 3, but Iron Man 3 is one of my favorites. I think it's just because in context of your question with Christmas, Hawkeye is much Christmassier than Iron Man 3 is. Um, nice. Currently your cave, Grinch. That's do you have plans to leave the cave? Thoughts on that? How is Max? I hope he's doing well. Um, yeah, and I hate this. Like, I don't feel like I've necessarily always felt this way before about Christmas and finals, but like I've had finals on my birthday before because conveniently falls in that time. But it's like it's not that bad. I just don't know why this year. I feel like I need to mentally finish finals and then be through this. But thank you so much for Christmas, for the Christmas wishes and the birthday wishes. I appreciate it. Okay, you guys would watch gaming streams. All right, cool. Jack, my man, what is up? Hope you're doing great. I'm gonna guess you're at work, but maybe not. I hope you're having a great day regardless wherever you are. Thoughts on Rogue One? I think, and this is probably a hot take, I think Rogue One is I appreciate it more in the context that it corrects what I think is like a major oversight of A New Hope, which is like why would there be a self-destruct button on a planet destroyer? Like why would the Death Star have this one secret way you can destroy it? Like that makes no sense unless you say, "Oh, they're the architect of this was someone who did not believe in the mission and therefore was hopeful that somehow this would go on." And so I think it's an interesting concept and fix for that premise of something that was made. When did Rogue One come out? Like 2017, made, I don't know, more 40ish or more years earlier. Like I think that's a great way to fill in that story. I think the movie itself, though, is not that great. And I think people remember it better because it's like, oh, it fixes this problem. And the last 15 to 20 minutes are fantastic and connect right to A New Hope. So, like, how can you not be like adrenaline pumped on that? But that's all I remember about the movie is like the last 20 minutes. Now, granted, I've probably only seen it like once or twice since I thought saw it in theaters. But I just, yeah, I remember thinking then, and I feel the same way now. I don't think it's that remarkable of a movie. Um, I think it's maybe makes more coherent. It's more coherent than say like The Last Jedi or something. But yeah, I don't know. That's a hot take. Don't ask me about Solo if you like Solo because I do not. And here's Trevor. Trevor, how are you doing? Thank you so much for stopping by the stream and for this super chat. You're amazing. I've been watching your videos on your channel, of course, but then on Binge Watch This, which, if for those of you who don't know, Trevor is making videos for them now, which is absolutely amazing. And you're great as always, Trevor. Like whenever I need like a pump of adrenaline, I'm like, has Trevor posted a video lately? Because I need that like what is going on, guys? Like, I need that energy sometimes. And Trevor, you are just that. So just know that when I need like a boost, I go and watch your videos. So happy Christmas. Merry Christmas. Speaking of happy Christmas, the Wizarding World Harry Potter reunion. Can we talk about that, guys? And yes, Trevor, what are your thoughts on Hawkeye? Because I've seen some of your like reactions and I feel like you like it. But tell us, do you have any hot takes on it? Um, I have been loving it so far. I just feel like it's such a good balance of comedy and action and Christmas spirit time, good times. And so I love it. But yeah, Trevor, thank you so much for that super chat. It means the world to me. I hope you're doing great, buddy. We need to do something. We have yet to collab, Trevor, outside of movie drafts, and we need to do something. So we'll get in contact about that. But I hope you're having a great Thursday. Let's see. All right. So those are my thoughts on Rogue One. Hello to everyone joining. Welcome to the stream. We've talked about procrastinating. I hope you're all not procrastinating too much, but just enough to, you know, relax your mind and like get back in the spirit of everything. But let's see. Neo Noir has a little bit of a hot take. And Neo Noir, I asked you this the other day in a comment, and you replied, but I didn't necessarily know where you're coming from. Is you said that Echo and Moon Knight are going to be better than Hawkeye in your opinion. Do you just not like the like comedy vibe of Hawkeye? Because you said the other day in the comment that you liked Daredevil better. But is that just because it's darker, it's slower paced, it's more mystery-esque, whereas Hawkeye is very quick moving in a comedy. Like, I'm just curious to know. Um, yeah. How do I think I'll feel walking out of Spider-Man No Way Home? I hope pumped. I hope I'm, like, excited and whatever. I guess the thing is, I really hope that Spider-Man No Way Home has a pretty solid conclusion or absolutely blows my socks off like Infinity War did. And so, like, I'm like, I don't even know what you do next because I feel like if it ends just with a bunch of reference to, like, oh, go see the next movie, which some could argue all Marvel movies do. But I feel like if it's just like, oh, like, I don't know. I've seen a lot of WandaVision stands being like, oh, I better see Wanda in this. But I'm like, I don't necessarily know that she'll be in it. But if it ends with like, I don't know, Wanda coming in and being like, "Oh my gosh, it just got way more real," and Strange being like, "I can't help you, Peter. Like, good luck with the multiverse crashing into you. Like, I gotta go." Um, I just don't want it to end like on a complete cliffhanger. Like, even Infinity War is not a cliffhanger necessarily because it ends the story. It's just that that story is where the antagonist wins. Um, so I think I hope I feel good. You guys will know next week. You'll know. Yes, thank you, Zane. Everyone, if you're feeling this stream, if you're similarly procrastinating some project or studying, drop a like. I would appreciate it very much. Um, Ben is about to go see Tender Bar. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. I watched that this morning actually. Um, won't say anything because reviews aren't supposed to be out yet necessarily. There's no embargo, but I'm waiting on mine. And I don't want to spoil it for you, buddy. So enjoy it. I hope you have a great time. Let me know your thoughts later. I can't wait to hear them. Am I a fan of George Clooney? I like George Clooney as an actor. I feel like he kind of plays the same role every time though. I've never really seen him in a role where he isn't a charismatic, suave, sort of charming, whether he be more like genuinely charming or like, oh, he's annoying, but he's charming. I've never seen him in a role that isn't like him being George Clooney. And I don't know if that's on me for not looking into more of his movies or if that's just how I feel. But like, he's a good actor. He just, I think, delivers on the same thing every time. Whereas you see characters like, I don't know, a Christian Bale or a Matthew McConaughey, I feel like every single performance of theirs is so different from one another. Even Leonardo DiCaprio, I would say is that way, or even Adam Driver. Like, I think most of their characters are just so distinct, whereas I feel a little bit like George Clooney kind of picks similar roles. I somewhat feel that way about Tom Hanks, but Tom Hanks is a little bit more range within the Tom Hanks type character, if that makes any sense. Max is doing okay, good. Until retirement. Well, there is some great early retirement packages sometimes. So, Grinch, I hope that when you feel like retiring from stealing Christmas, that you enjoy it. I hope that you enjoy it. Cybotico says Hawkeye is his favorite project of Phase 4. Yeah, no, me too. Clint Barton has always just gone the end of like the short stick, I feel like both in the world diegetically and like just in like fans of the MCU have always just sort of been like, it's Clint. It's Clint. And I really like the fact that like people are enjoying him. They like hanging out with him and his family. And I do really, really like the way the series is approaching his grief of Natasha. And just creating what I feel is a very natural transition into Kate taking over the mantle and Yelena taking over Black Widow's mantle. Gotta hit it again. Merry Christmas, everybody. We're all trying to get in the Christmas spirit, and Trevor deserves to. Trevor sent in a generous, is the word I'm trying to say, generous super chat, so he should be up here twice. But Aaron asks, what are your favorite Christmas movies you tend to enjoy more for fun? So funny story about that. For fun, I keep calling it for research, but I think it's a little bit of a guilty pleasure at this point. Netflix is trying to build a Netflix Christmas universe. And therefore, I've been trying to work my way through the movies. Now, at this point, I have only seen the Christmas Prince movies. which you guys can expect a video on soon. And then I've started the Princess Switch, the first Vanessa Hudgens one, where she's playing two characters that are the same. So I think they become a little bit of a guilty pleasure of mine. But for fun, I would say like the Dash and Lily show on Netflix. It's called Dash and Lily. Great Christmas stuff. I mean, I have like my favorite Christmas movies, but like I think the perfect like background Christmas movie is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, because it's almost set up in like little bits of the story of like jokes, and so you can just tune in for like 5 minutes and then go back to whatever you're doing afterwards. But yeah. Would a MCU femme fatale neo noir Sisterhood of Mutants? Okay, that's a lot. I think it would depend on Marvel is not good at creating a bunch of new characters, introducing them to us in one project. I think Eternals proved that. I think the time they got lucky was Guardians of the Galaxy. I think that worked extremely well, but I think that was because of the fact that they're also different, and they have one character who is a tree. They have one character whose backstory is sort of only briefly like brought up, which is Rocket Raccoon, who is sort of the comedic relief. Then we have Drax, who is just a very standstill character. So then really you have to introduce two characters, which are Peter and Gamora and their backstories. So to me, the answer to that question would be, when are mutants going to be involved in the MCU? Because I think there has to be a pretty obvious X-Men introduction to the MCU before we could have like an actual mutants TV show. So that would be my answer there. But I think some of the characters would have to be introduced first before, because as to date we have not gotten a Marvel show about a character who we have yet to meet. Now, that is obviously going to change next year with Moon Knight and She-Hulk and Miss Marvel, but I would be interested to see if they feel like they could do a team up show of completely new characters. Otherwise, I think they would have to introduce them first. And I kind of agree with this, SPC Bird. I like the sequels. I do not like The Last Jedi, and I understand why people don't like Rise of Skywalker. I just feel like that movie is a movie that is picking up so many pieces left behind by it is the epitome of what happened. The sequels to me are the epitome of what happens when you don't have an overarching plan for a series, which I'm hoping Star Wars, in kind of the delay of content we've been getting from Star Wars, is because Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are making their plan because they know what they're doing with The Mandalorian and hopefully with Boba Fett, Book of Boba Fett. And so I think they really need to create an overarching plan for where they want Star Wars to go, because that's the issue I think that came with the sequels, but also those two movies. And like, sure, I think Solo and Rogue One are enjoyable movies. I just personally don't love them that much. Green Knight, interesting. I read The Green Knight in high school. Weirdest story. And so when the movie came out, I think everyone, because it was A24 and it was Dev Patel and it looked cool, everyone was interested. And I just never have been. So enjoy it, Movies and Trains, but that one is just one I just literally am just, nope, not gonna do it. I know what happened, so I'm not interested. Okay, Neo Noir is now responding to why Daredevil is better. You're saying all these things are better, and you say it's an inspiration to the underdogs, but I feel like Clint's kind of an underdog. I mean, he doesn't have superpowers. There are characters that are sort of like Matt Murdock. Sure, Matt Murdock is a little bit more quippier with the things he says than maybe Echo is. But I don't know. Listen, to each their own, but yeah, I love Hawkeye. Ooh, what's the best non-pop culture podcast? That's a great question. So I think do you mean like nothing related to entertainment? So I listen to a lot of like entertainment business podcasts, but let me look up my podcasts. I would say I am a really big fan of true crime podcasts, so My Favorite Murder and Crime Junkie, love those. I also am a Christian, so I listen to a lot of Christian podcasts. I listen to the As For Me in My House podcast by Melina Ciciotti, who is a YouTuber, and her husband Jordan. I also listen to the Prompt Us podcast from Gabriel Conti, and two of his friends, who he is also a YouTuber. And yeah, all the other ones are like pop culture podcasts or related to a TV show or entertainment or the film industry and business. And yeah, Brando just got back from West Side Story. I hope you enjoyed it, Brando. I did see. Oh, you said no. I read this wrong. You just got back from work and you're about to review it. I saw that you saw it last night. I saw that you enjoyed it. I'm now very much looking forward to it. Do you get swept up in romances in movies? I love The Notebook. I hate Titanic. So again, I feel like I never have straightforward answers on streams, but because I have the time to chat about it, I don't. But I love romantic comedies. Probably easily my favorite genre. Like I love Marvel, but any other day of the week, I think I would pick a romantic comedy to watch. I just think it's a great structure because there's drama, because it's romance, and inevitably they're going to have to get together or go apart or try to be together. But the comedy of it, I just think is great. So like When Harry Met Sally is arguably the best rom-com of all time. I love the Bridget Jones trilogy. It's very specific to me. Or I feel like it's a very acquired taste, but I really like those movies. La La Land obviously being my favorite movie. That's definitely romance. But I don't like Titanic, but that's more so because it's Titanic than it is like the romance aspect of it. I definitely Here's the difference though. I like romances that are there's either like a really strong romantic subplot where you could make the argument that the movie is a romance, or it's like something like a rom-com or something else. When it's just purely romantic, I'm not really into it. And that's something I may or may not be talking about in my A Christmas Prince trilogy review, is that the first of those movies I feel like is just strictly romance. But it doesn't even do that well enough. And that's what you run the risk of when you have a romantic movie that's purely romantic and isn't like a rom-com or something. But hope that answers the questions. But um I definitely feel like in like The Notebook, like Noah and Allie, how could you not love their love story? Most underrated film you've seen and people hate on. This one is underrated. People don't really hate on it because I don't think enough people know about it. It's called Palm Springs. It came out about summer of last year. It's on Hulu. It has Kristen Milioti from How I Met Your Mother and Andy Samberg from Being Andy Samberg and Brooklyn Nine-Nine and all that kind of stuff. Fantastic movie. One of the best movies I've seen. It's one that it's like if it wasn't a comedy or just quirky as it is, it should have been nominated for something. But of course it just goes to the Oscar baity films, but that's a conversation for another day. Underrated film you've seen and people hate on. I don't know, and this sounds bad. I think I just whenever I see people hating on a movie, I just sort of avoid it. Underrated movie. I'm gonna try to get an answer for you. Let's pull up Letterboxd. I think I got a couple people saying that Finch, which was the Tom Hanks movie where he builds a robot bot for his dog, that one I feel like wasn't really necessarily promoted a ton that I saw. And I think I got a couple people giving really rude comments about the movie, which again, everyone's opinion. But I did see that one got a little bit of hate, which I didn't necessarily agree with. Grinch, I feel the same way. The only thing is I love and adore Haley Steinfeld, and so therefore I'm okay with the fact that people are watching for her because she's a talent and I want her in more stuff. And with Dickinson coming to an end, I'm just so glad I'm going to be able to see her in the MCU. But, hey, listen, people come to shows for different reasons, and that's fine. You know, that's okay. It's it's called Hawkeye for a reason. It's not called Clint Barton's Christmas Adventure. Like, you know what I mean? I agree that it's to give Clint his due as Hawkeye and give him a solar project, but the same way that people were like, "Well, Yelena stole the show from Black Widow," I feel like it's okay that Haley is kind of in the spotlight. And there's always going to be people like us who appreciate him and have always appreciated him. But some people won't, and that's it sucks. I agree with you, but it's okay. Neo Noir, so Neo Noir says he wishes that Kang would have been saved instead of for in a TV show for Ant-Man 3. Here's the thing. Ant-Man 3 and all of the Ant-Man movies, as I think works best for Scott Lang's character and just a character named Ant-Man, I think it works best that they lean way heavier on the comedy side. Now, obviously, what am I trying to say? Obviously, the weight of Ant-Man and the Wasp is that they create the quantum machine, the car, the what is that kind of car called? The van. They create the van that they can go back in time in, right? And or go through the quantum realm. And to me, that's like a serious implication. But for someone like Kang, when we're dealing with variants, it makes sense to me to introduce him in a show so that more people don't see him as just this one time villain, but more so popping up over the course of things. If he's the next big, big bad, and I'm sure we'll only just see a variant of him in Ant Man 3, then I feel like that is kind of the best thing that could happen. Like, I just think it makes sense. Like, we saw Thanos being built from literally like 2012 being built up. And so therefore that was a 7-year process to get to Infinity War. And therefore I feel like it's okay that they introduced him in a TV show. Um and I got distracted there because Jason, holy cow, Jason, don't procrastinate, Jason says. We should all listen to Jason. But thank you for the live stream. Jason, can't wait for No Way Home next Thursday. I cannot wait either. I'm really so excited. I can't believe it's so close. Jason, this is so generous. You are crazy, but thank you so much for this. I so appreciate it. This, trust me, anytime I try to procrastinate when I'm not doing a live stream from here until this project is due, I'm going to think about this, Jason, and I'm going to tell myself, Jason would tell me not to procrastinate. And therefore, I need to get back on it. But Jason, holy cow, Jason, like that's insane. You are so, so kind. Jason, can everyone in chat please give like a clap emoji or like a smiley face for Jason here because Jason is the man. Jason, thank you. Jason, I hope you are just having a lovely holiday season and enjoying time with family and friends. And geez, you are Jason, are you Santa? Are you Santa, Jason? Just dropping the amazing super chats and being such a great subscriber. I'm so happy whenever you're in the stream, Jason, because you ask such great questions and give such good advice. Like, don't procrastinate. You are so kind. So thank you. Genuinely, Jason. I so appreciate it. What does that do? There's like a star on StreamYard. I've never seen it before. Next to a comment. Does that do something? Does that pin the I'm not sure, but thank you, Jason. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. Um, I don't even know. Yes, see, Jason is great. Thank you. Let's get the love. Yes, Jason is Santa Claus, okay? Jason is the Santa Claus of the film YouTube space, okay? He's just dropping by, spreading a little bit of Christmas cheer, or maybe your buddy the elf, Jason. You get to pick. With that kind of super chat, you get to pick if you're Buddy the elf or if you're Santa Claus. Thank you, Jason. You're beyond generous. Oh my gosh, I can't. Holy cow! I'm not gonna be able to stop smiling now for the rest of this stream. Holy cow! Thank you, Jason. Thank you. Let me find my space where I was again, guys. Um, let's see. Um, let's see. Let's see. Oh, this is a good one. I've been actually wanting to talk about this. Oh, Jason said he is going to elect to be both Buddy the Elf and Santa Claus, which I think is fair. I think is totally fair. Someone write that Christmas movie right now. Let's see. I just saw it. Am I excited for the new rom-com with Owen Wilson and Jennifer Lopez? Yes, I am. I think I've seen almost all of Jennifer Lopez's romantic comedies. I love her, and I think she just does so well, and I love that this one, the premise is so odd, and part of me feels like Owen Wilson is going to end up with Sarah Silverman's character, but then I'm also not sure. Um I'm really excited for it. Yes, that's one I will definitely unashamedly probably go to the theater, pay top dollar to go see because I just love a good rom-com, and I know it looks a little cheesy and it could definitely be a little cheesy, but I don't know. It could be great. So we'll have to see. 1 second. Yeah, but I'm definitely excited for it. Oh, okay. I Okay, listen. It looks a little cheesy. Yes, it does. It does. But here's the problem. I think rom-coms that were made back in the 2000s really had to have a good script because it was very bare bones. There wasn't a huge production design. Marry Me, which is the name of this movie that we're speaking of with Owen Wilson and Jennifer Lopez. The premise is she is dating Maluma is the guy, but I assume he's a fictionalized version of himself or whatever. And she's basically still Jennifer Lopez. And they're supposed to have they have a single that's coming out that's called Marry Me, and they're going to premiere it at their joint concert, which will also serve as their wedding. So already we're a little bit reason is out the window, already just a little bit off. But then Jennifer Lopez finds out that Maluma's character is cheating on her. So she's devastated because they're in a real life, real relationship. They're just pop stars. And then she gets on stage and it's all set up to be their wedding. And then she goes, oh my gosh, like blah, blah, blah. And then she sees Owen Wilson in the crowd who's holding a sign that says, marry me, question mark, which is like a joke. And she goes, yes, I will. And then they get married on stage. And then it's sort of like, do they need to get an annulment? Does she still love the Maluma character? Whatever. So I agree, Grinch, that it looks a little bit out there, but I am a sucker for a rom com, as Brandon has pointed out with his question earlier. So yeah, am I a movie or a TV type of girl? I'm gonna have to go with TV. I love movies, guys. Listen, I love movies, but the movies I love the most usually have sequels. Which what is that like? It's most like episodes, and I think TV to me is what I go back to. Like I would rewatch a specific episode of The Office or of Friends more times a year than I would ever even watch La La Land, which is like my favorite movie. And so I'm definitely more of a TV person than I am movie. I like I am I love movies, but that's where I think on YouTube and a lot of other friends of mine on YouTube do still talk about TV shows, but like I just feel like I would rather watch, even if it's the same time, and I know this sounds like it doesn't make any sense, but I would rather watch like 2 or 3 episodes of a TV show than sit down to watch one movie. I don't know why, but that's just I look forward to watching TV more. I like TV shows more, I think. So yeah. Um, I didn't like The Last Jedi. My thoughts are if Ryan Johnson controlled the whole thing, because when I went to go see Knives Out, ladies and gentlemen, and I came out and I said, saw on my birthday, said, who wrote that and who directed it? Well, I mean, I saw it in the credits, obviously, but I was like, who did this? Because I love this. This is a brilliant movie. There needs to be 1,000 more of these. This person is amazing. And I saw it was Ryan Johnson. Then I was like, wait, he did The Last Jedi. I think Ryan Johnson is a brilliant director and a brilliant writer. In fact, some of the parts of The Last Jedi are fantastic, including the throne room or red room scene where Rey and Kylo fight together. I even really like the force like bond that they have where they can like force FaceTime, if you know what I'm saying, through the galaxy. But so him having his own trilogy would not be the issue. The issue is that first of all, the major issue with The Last Jedi, which I think everyone will identify, is that it has that poker plot subplot they send Rose and Finn on. And Rose is just a little too overeager for the type of setting that it is, and then Finn just feels like he's sidelined for that entire movie when at the end of The Force Awakens, it was almost like him and Rey were going to be the Jedi, so then to have him sidelined for a mission that ultimately means nothing anyways is super annoying. And so I think that's and it's an extremely overtly political, even just, and I don't mean political with a capital P, I mean political in like the terms of the world, of like, oh, there's people that live like this on this island and they abuse these animals and all that kind of stuff. Like, I think his writing style, his directing style are amazing. I just think so. I think if he had his own trilogy, would have been fine. But to go from J.J. Abrams already working with Star Wars to then to Ryan Johnson, then back to J.J. Abrams, I think that's the issue with The Last Jedi is it just doesn't fit in with the others, and it's ostensibly it just is so much different and disconnected from all of Star Wars as a whole. Whereas at least J.J. Abrams, criticize him for what you will, I just think he pays a little bit more homage to the rest of Star Wars. Sorry, long-winded answer. I would have potentially been interested in Rogue Squadron just because I think Patty Jenkins is a talented director. Um, but yeah, I had no problem with him getting his own trilogy. I think the sequels should have stuck with J.J. Abrams. I don't know why they switched it off when they didn't have a plan. If they had a plan, like Kevin Feige has a plan, and I don't just make him a sole author, but we all know who. We know Kevin is going to make the yes or no call at the end of the day. If they had done something like that with the sequels, it would not have mattered that it was Ryan Johnson or any other director. But I still do hope Taika Waititi is getting his Star Wars movie because I think that would be lovely. Just because I love him. What is my favorite game? I'm assuming you mean video games. You know what? You said this vague, Cybotico, so I'm gonna change it up. My favorite game is Monopoly. Okay, I love Monopoly. No one in my life ever wants to play Monopoly with me because it takes too long, or blah 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 blah, whatever. No, or you need more people to play Monopoly than just two people, whatever. No, I love Monopoly, and I wish there was like an online version you could play because I would be playing Monopoly all day long, every day. It's a great game. It's amazing. I like that you can have themed boards. I have a Doctor Who themed Monopoly board. I have a Pixar themed Monopoly board. I have a Disney themed Monopoly board, and I have no, I think that's it. I have a UGA themed Monopoly board, and no one wants to play with me. So yeah, that's gonna be my answer. My favorite video game would be The Sims. Um, My favorite Christmas tree ornaments. I love when you go to someone's house and you see like the ornaments they made in like the first grade that have like a really old picture of them. In the middle, like it's like a handmade wreath that like obviously a kid decorated. That would be my favorite. I really like homemade ornaments because like they're homemade, they're special, they're unique to that person or their family or whatever. And so, like, for me, like, there's a ton of me and my brother on our Christmas tree, and I think those are really special. And sadly, a bunch of mine, the photos are I don't know if they got damaged or whatever, but some of them were like peeling up or breaking. And yeah, so that's sad. Also, because I did it for Trevor and Jason obviously deserved it too. Put him back up. Thank you. Thank you, Jason. I need you to know how grateful I am for this. Genuinely, thank you so much. Um, yes, yes. And again, yeah, what are you guys feeling about No Way Home? Are you excited? Are you nervous? Is anyone like has anyone already like deleted social media for it? I know Josh from After Credits has. But SPC Bird has to get going. Got to watch along for Far From Home to get to. Enjoy the Far From Home watch along. I really like Far From Home. I know a lot of people don't, but I really like it. I think it holds up on rewatch. But thank you so much for stopping by the streams and have a great night, and thank you for the studying. The 2000 Grinch with Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey was my favorite actor for probably like the first 10 years of my life. I mean, I couldn't really necessarily name a ton of other actors, but like first of all, I love his Grinch, and I absolutely love his Grinch. I love Ace Ventura, Pet Detective 1 and Ace Ventura, Call of the Wild. Love those. I loved The Mask. Um, I just really liked Jim Carrey, and I watched a lot of movies with him in it as a kid. I even like that animated Christmas Carol where he plays Scrooge. Although I definitely think that was like a pivot point for his career, interestingly enough. So yes, I would say I'm a big Jim Carrey fan. I don't think I watch as much of his stuff now, and sometimes in interviews I find him kind of hard to watch. Because he just seems a little too quirky, like maybe he would be annoying. Um, but yeah, I really like him. Yes, okay, I did bring it up. Have been I've been trying to do I spend a lot of my time on my phone doing research for videos, whether that be movies or looking on Letterboxd or scrolling through Instagram or looking at Instagram ads for different like small businesses or just fandom themed like products. And a lot of them have been Harry Potter recently, and I think that's largely to do with the fact that Harry Potter is being very much promoted. Also, if I keep clicking on the ads, then more will come up. And so yes, I'm really excited for the reunion. I think that here's the thing I feel. Instead of reboots, just do reunions. You just have to get the people there for like a couple hours, and I'm sure that's a lot harder and you have to make it interesting, but I think the Friends reunion was so good that I have full faith that the Harry Potter one will be even better. Just even the still that came out today of Emma Watson, Rupert Grint, and Daniel Radcliffe sitting together in the Gryffindor common room, like filled my heart with so much joy, and I cannot, absolutely cannot wait to watch that like New Year's Day or whenever it is that comes out. Yes, all of them in one room together, just crazy. And like they grew up together, so that's really special. And like I think that's what's going to be cool is like they worked together for so many years through so much formative time in their life. um and then the older actors, although it's going to be really sad because like what is his name, the man that plays Snape, Alan Rickman. Like Alan Rickman is passed, and that's going to be really sad because like that would be so interesting to hear his perspective of playing Snape, or like in, not that he was ever antagonizing towards Daniel Radcliffe, but hear him discuss it with Daniel about just like, you're an adult, a very established actor, and you're like the villain to this child. Or I don't know. I've also be kind of interested to see if Ray Fiennes will be there. I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited. It's going to be sweet for sure. January is not going to have a lot of movies, and here's the reason why. Because most of the movies will come out in December so they can qualify for awards. Most of the like drama Oscar baity type movies are going to come out then. And therefore like yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a more dead month just because people aren't like at home anymore. People aren't like all hanging out with their families. Like I just really think that I don't know, is Scream coming out in January or February? I think it'll be good though. Like it I don't know. People might be all for it. I don't know. I was kind of impressed with what I saw from knowing that the original Scream is well regarded, but maybe the rest of them aren't necessarily. I've still never seen it. So I'll probably try to do that before I see Scream 5, but yeah, no, I hope it's a really great movie too. I know that franchise has a lot of love. And so I'm excited to see it. But Marvel Studio Whoa with the super chat. Loving your Hawkeye content. Thank you. Oh my gosh. I kind of forgot that video posted today because I scheduled it last night to like release. I'm really glad you guys liked it. For anyone of you who haven't watched it, maybe you don't watch it now. Maybe go watch it like when you have a chance to. Don't procrastinate further because it's a little bit of a longer video. But I read through my Matt Fraction issue and just kind of picked out the stuff that I felt like was most like reminiscent of stuff in the show. Some of it was a little bit of a stretch, but I had a lot of fun editing it. And so I'm really glad you liked it, Marvel Studio. That means a lot to me. I hope all the rest of you enjoy it too whenever you get the chance to watch it. But yes, I hope you're having a good finals week too. I feel like I've been a little bit maybe too much of a Debbie Downer about finals and homework on these streams, but But yeah, no. Thank you so much for the super chat. It means a lot. Thank you. Yes, Hans Gruber, great character. That's what I want to watch. My dad has never seen Die Hard. I don't think my boyfriend's ever seen Die Hard. I just kind of said last year I was like, I want to watch Die Hard, so I'm gonna watch it by myself. So good. I own it on Blu-ray, and I can't wait to bust that puppy out whenever somebody wants to watch it with me because it's such a good movie. But yeah. Oh, I'm sure they'll respect his legacy. Alan Rickman is such like a well-regarded actor that I'm sure they'll discuss it. And I don't even think he's the only, unfortunately, one of the Harry Potter cast that has passed since the movies have finished. But Morbius and Scream, well, that's two. I mean, like those are two kind of bigger movies for January. Like I wouldn't normally expect that. But January, I think I'm more excited for This Is Us to return. More TV stuff. Again, going back to Neo Noir's thing is yeah. Oh, sorry, I missed some of y'all's comments. Totally missed some of your comments, but yeah. Let's see. You're welcome. I hope it helps to whatever you need to use it for. Jason, you're so sweet. I have no idea even what I will use it for. Because I'm still in shock that you would send that and be so generous. So I appreciate it. But I promise you I will put it to good use. I promise you that. What do I think of the Polar Express? I think it's good. I think unfortunately the animation obviously doesn't hold up, but to me, when a story is good, it doesn't matter if the animation is bad because you remember the story, you don't remember the animation. Like it's all kind of blurry in your head. So, I like the Polar Express. The song that the little girl sings about when Christmas comes around and how like there's not always Christmas at her house makes me cry every time. I remember as a kid being like, I am so sad right now. Like, why are we watching this movie? Um, I love the story. I love the bell. I do. I really like it. And the hot chocolate, iconic. The hot chocolate song is iconic. I definitely feel like the Polar Express though is not going to be like if I had to choose one Christmas movie not to watch and I was going to watch all of the like classics and I would include the Polar Express in there, I think I might leave it out just because it's a little bit more serious than other ones. But yeah. What's the worst trilogy you've watched? Mine is the 50 Shades trilogy. The 50 Shades trilogy is pretty rough. What would be my worst trilogy? See, here's the thing. If a movie was bad in the first one, well, I mean, I did watch all of the Christmas Prince films, but again, by the third one, they got me. We'll talk more about that when that video comes out. I don't want to say it all now, but the worst trilogy, I would say, I mean, I don't know because here's the thing. I think there's things like there's a Thor trilogy, but that's not really a trilogy. Like in no way do those movies feel connected to one another the same way that like each of the Iron Man movies does. Trilogy. Sorry, I'm looking through my letterbox right now. Bridget Jones is a great trilogy. I already talked about that. Star Wars, the original trilogy is great. Here, you know what? I'll say it. I think no, I don't want to put that on the maybe it's the Christmas Prince one. It's just that they always get better as you go along. So, I don't think it's a terrible trilogy. Um yeah, I don't know. I think I think as far as writing is concerned, I would say A Christmas Prince is like the not great. But then as far as tone, like when you think of the tone of Revenge of the Sith and then you think of Phantom Menace's tone, like those movies should not be in the same trilogy. They just don't go together. You know what I'm saying? Hot take. But yeah. Yeah, Leo. That homework is just she's on the back burner. She's waiting for me to, pay attention to it. Benjamin likes all of the Scream movies. I still have not seen even the first one, which is on me. I know, but yeah. Okay, then we have Uncharted. I'm intrigued by Uncharted, but I feel like it might be another Chaos Walking where it's just like I go to watch Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg and I'm just not into it, you know? Welcome to the party, pal. Christian says, don't disrespect the Polar Express. I'm not. Did I disrespect it, Christian? I don't think I disrespected the Polar Express. Um, I think the Polar Express is a great movie. I just think it makes me sometimes a little sad when that little girl sings her song. Okay, is that wrong? Can I not be sad? What is my favorite MCU villain performance besides Thanos? I think easy pick is Killmonger. I think he's the best written and then like characterized for the hero he's up against. Like he and T'Challa want the same thing. Eric and T'Challa want the same thing, and therefore it makes it interesting because they have completely different methods of going about it. There's a great video essay on out there online, and I will try to find it. And I have a little like playlist. If you ever scan through my playlist, that is like videos for my subscribers of things I've like referenced before, but haven't necessarily linked to. So I'll put it in there. But it's about how similar Killmonger is to Joker in the sense that both Joker and Batman want control of Gotham, same way Killmonger and T'Challa both want control of Wakanda, but they have extremely different methods about going about it. Outside of Killmonger, though, because I think that's a little bit of a maybe basic answer, I would say. I mean, I did like Agatha Harkness quite a bit. I really like Vulture. I really like Vulture in Spider-Man Homecoming. And I mean, Red Skull's pretty formidable foe. Pretty formidable. And then oh no, Ultron. No, I really love Ultron. He's creepy and he's perfect because he's like a bit of Tony. I love, yeah. So I would say Killmonger I think would be objectively the best. I really love Ultron and Vulture though. Um yep. Yep. That's all I got to say. Um Nice La La Land poster. Thank you. It is from Redbubble. I do not know the name of the seller because it was a gift, but yeah, I got this little. You can get actually really nice frames from Target and Walmart for pretty cheap. And this one, which I personally love because I'm just scared it's gonna fall and the glass would break. That is actually just like a pretty thin plastic cover, and so that's yeah, I like that one. I think I got it from that one I got from Target for about $15 or something like that, and it fits pretty well. The white is actually not part of the poster that's behind it, but it blends pretty well. And so yeah. Love from India. Thank you so much. Yeah. Yep, it's framed. It's there. I've got more La La Land posters, believe it or not. It's not the only one. Um, New Noir, I know how much you love Typhoid Mary. Yep. Christian says, and I think we'll end it here, guys, because I'm getting hungry. My voice is getting a little hoarse. Christian says the best MCU villain is easily Mickey Rourke, which if you don't know who that is, he plays Whiplash is the character's name in Iron Man 2. He's the bad guy in that. He is kind of, he's a little scary. And Iron Man 2 is a movie that I think actually has a lot to it, and people just dismiss it. Guys, soon, I promise, eventually, at some point, I will be doing a chronological rewatch of the MCU when I can get around to it. But the time is not today. And with that, and Alex is also going to leave. Alex, thanks so much for stopping by. Have a great night. And yes, enjoy the rest of finals as much as possible. And to all of you guys, thank you guys so much for stopping by the stream. Thank you so much to Jason, to Trevor, to Marvel Studio for the super chats. You guys are amazing, and I so appreciate you guys' support. But any of you who watched this, if you enjoyed this stream, please be sure to give it a like. It helps me out for the replay. And any of you that are here on the replay, thanks so much for stopping by and rewatching this. I appreciate it. I hope you guys all have a great next 2 days and then weekend, and best of luck with finals, final projects. Study hard, work hard on your projects. You guys are going to do great. I believe in you. And thank you so much for all the support. I will hopefully get my project done soon, and then we can do more of these more regularly. And also, my boyfriend being such a good little manager. Next Wednesday I do the Hawkeye watch parties. Sometimes you guys can come, sometimes you can't, but I am trying to push, if you will, Teleparty. This is not a sponsor, this is not an affiliate, this is just something I have found that is a really cool way to watch. If you guys remember Netflix Party at the beginning of like 2020 when we were all watching stuff together, um online, it was called Netflix Party, but they've now switched to Teleparty because you can do it on Hulu and HBO Max, but you can also do it on Disney Plus. So for Hawkeye, I'm trying to use Teleparty to have it so that we can all watch at the same time, synced up the episode. Don't worry, the only person that would like pause and play it would be me. So go over to Teleparty. It's a Google Chrome extension. Unfortunately, it's not on any mobile devices, but you can totally download it and try it out. I will still continue to do the timer as normal for those streams, so you can just find where you are in the episode and do it that way. But if you want to join the Teleparty, that will be an option. So just kind of want to let more and more people know about it as much as possible, so we can hopefully do it next time, because I tried it on a Wednesday and it worked fine, but no one joined. So anyways, thank you guys all again for watching. I hope you have a great night. Best of luck with everything going on during this busy season, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Bye, y'all.